The Dior. Got the Dior's on, man. Let's go live on YouTube now.
It's literally 3 minutes into on.
Okay, guys, we're live on YouTube now. What's happening, everyone on YouTube? Are you guys ready? A little bit of a delay today, but yeah, we're live on YouTube now. I've gone live on Insta as well, actually. I've also gone live on Insta, so we're live on YouTube as well as Insta. Something different today. But guys, we're live on YouTube now. YouTube link is in the bio. Make sure you guys tune in. Just enjoying my coffee right now. How to join the YouTube live, mate? The YouTube live, you can join it. The link is in the bio. Go to my Insta, go to the bio. The YouTube link is in the bio. But if you are saying how to join the Zoom, you have to message me on Insta and I'll let you know. I don't know if I'm accepting new members at the moment, but if I do accept, I'll let you know. But guys, we're live on YouTube now. YouTube link in the bio. About to do my breakdown on gold. Gold actually looks great. It's literally doing what we expected. We formed a bottom wick on the daily time frame as well. It actually looks amazing. If you actually guys, if you go to the charts on gold, we actually spoke about this yesterday, how price can come down all the way down to the current support level that we have on gold, and then from there we can start bouncing all the way back up. So amazing session we had yesterday. We had such a massive push, and after that, this current daily has come all the way down to form a bottom wick at this point now. And you gotta understand, as soon as we start to violate these current daily highs, we're going all the way up to the next level, which is the resistance level. And guys, YouTube link is in the bio. Make sure you guys tune in on the YouTube live stream. We're about to do our breakdown now. This is just a quick Insta live, but mostly our lives are on YouTube. So make sure you guys join us on the YouTube. How are you, Ange? Good? Wait, hold up. Let's see.
I'm good. How are you guys?
How are you, Paul? And everyone's good, right? Okay, looking at the gold again now, right? At this point, the bottom wick is much better because we were expecting that bottom wick to be formed. And if you actually look at the bottom wick now, the bottom wick has been formed. This time, guess what? We came all the way down to the daily support area, which we did expect now, right? So now we got to see, cool, where can we go next? Next level for us will be obviously the resistance level we have on the current time frame. Looking at the structure, we're still forming higher highs and higher lows. We haven't violated the structure laws at the moment. We did have a lot of liquidity below this area, the current support level that we have. So look, at this point now, after forming the bottom wick that we did expect on the weekly time frame, because we do understand that obviously the bottom wick was not sustainable earlier, right? It wasn't big enough for us to go all the way to the top side. But now look at the weekly range as well. We literally have about 150 pips to the top side, so we can most definitely achieve this. In my opinion, we can most definitely start to push up. Looking at the structure, look at the structure as well. We haven't violated any sort of lows. We're forming about double bottom down here on the 4-hour time frame. As you guys can see, massive rejections to the top side, and at this point, look, we're forming higher highs, higher lows. We are in a massive uptrend. Numerous attempts to break to the downside. Each time we just fail. And at the moment, honestly, price action is looking really good to take it to the top side. Like the yesterday's candle is the one we capitalized on, right? We took buy positions all the way to the top side, and today's candle, I think we can see something similar playing out, but we need to see how big is the current candle. It's moved about 150 pips, right? And so now we need to start seeing what sort of areas we are approaching. At this point, you got to see we're starting to approach this area where we do see numerous rejections from. So if we can start respecting this area at this point, now start forming higher highs, higher lows above this, I think most definitely we can achieve the weekly highs, and even above the area that we do have. The weekly highs are all the way, like literally 90 pips above the area that we have. So weekly highs can really easily be achievable. But guys, on the Insta live stream, we are on YouTube. Let me just show you guys So we're live on YouTube now. Make sure you guys join us on the YouTube live stream. YouTube link in the bio. I'm gonna end this live now on Insta. Give me a second. Yeah, we'll post this later. But honestly, today's a Friday. We're not expecting too much.
Nothing
But again,
crazy.
again, we do need to see where the weekly will close, right? Because we are within this range at the moment. You gotta understand, are we really going to break out of the range today? It's the last day of the week. Looking at Forex Factory, we do not have any sort of news events either today. This one goes on all day, but we don't have anything as soon as our session opens. So I'm not really expecting anything really volatile, but I think we can still see some sort of fluctuations and should be able to capitalize on a 1-to-1 for sure.
Yeah.
Most definitely we can see that. But we'll just have to wait, because look at your daily candle at this point, right? Previously, when we came all the way down to this level, the daily candle actually came all the way up to our next level, which is about 1868. And looking at 1868, it's about another 46 to 50 pips away from the current price action. So like, you know, where price is at the moment, price is at 1863. From 1863 to 1868 is about 50 pips. So that's kind of what we need to see now. Can we capitalize on this buyer position? Again, looking at the structure, what can we see? Let me just quickly remove this over here. Keeping it very simple, very basic. This is where we started the downtrend from. A lot of selling momentum from up here all the way up here. If we can just quickly mark this. From here, we know a lot of sellers have taken control. At this point now, this whole move down had to be corrected. So now once you do correct this, right, that's where you're expecting price to start forming lower lows and lower highs. And look at this, right? After the correction was done, this was your attempt to actually push down. This became your first attempt to actually form a new low. And then obviously from there, price came all the way back up. And then again, this became your new low, right? But look at that. So from here, we actually did start to attempt. This is where sellers took control and we started to form lower lows and lower highs. But look at this now. We failed to actually violate the structure lows, which is all the way there, which shows us that, you know, there is a lot of buying momentum in the markets. And it does make sense, right? Because looking at the daily time frame, this was your bottom wick being formed on the weekly time frame. We had to come down to retest the support area, grab a lot more buy orders to push all the way to the top side. So at this point now, honestly, this becomes our target for the intraday range, which is 1868. So now we need to see where can we capitalize on this target from. So what's the area we should look at? And then from there, we can take a buy position. At the moment, we are quite high, so it becomes a little bit tricky to actually execute on a buy position just yet. So two things. Either we're expecting a pullback. Now, pullback could be all the way to the downside, which is the support area here. But again, unless we actually start to violate the wick low, which is all the way down there, we are not violating the structure lows, meaning that we are still forming higher highs and higher lows. And again, what we need to do now is we need to expect a pullback, because look at the previous bullish candle. It was really bullish, right? It pushed up about 130 pips. So now you want this candle to actually retrace at least like 50% retracement. So we saw the retracement here at this point, right? So that's two things now. Look, you had your massive push, you had your retracement, and now at this point you're violating the structure highs as well. You're violating the highs of the previous 4-hour candle, and you understand if it's the 4-hour time frame, that's the structure on the lower time frames. Going on the hourly again, same thing. We can see really massive push down. This was your leg back up to form a new leg down, right? But again, we can see as soon as we approach this area, we fail to violate the structural lows. And we do understand every time price does approach this level, we have a lot of buy orders being executed, and we come all the way up to 1871. So we do understand that 1871 is achievable. That's for sure. And I can even move this up a little bit, just up to 1871. But again, we do have to watch out for 1868, because we do understand there are a lot of sell orders up there. So now looking at the current price action, okay, looking at the hourly candle, look at this hourly candle, broke above this resistance, and we actually closed above this resistance at this point as well. This is the resistance that we have on the hourly time frame. If we can quickly just mark this, price came up, rejected, and this is where we ended up closing right here. So now let's quickly just change the color to red. So now look, again, looking at the structure, what's happening? This became our structure highs over here. From here, we should have respected the structure highs, right? So now, technically, this becomes our liquidity grab to start pushing all the way to the downside, right? So now, this is the first area where we saw sellers take control from. So now at this point, look, if we start violating these structure lows over there, because this becomes your structure on the hourly time frame. So this is like 1, 2, 3, this is the 4th hour now. You understand, right? So if we start violating this, we're coming all the way down to the support area. So even sells below this makes a lot of sense, a lot of sense. Let's quickly just look at the 4 hour, if we can quickly just mark this area. If we can capitalize on a sell position below this, because again, this can be a liquidity grab area. We can potentially come down, violate the structure lows to grab liquidity, and then start pushing up. But now if you start forming higher highs, higher lows above this area that we do have, at that point, look, we're violating the structure highs again, forming a new high. At that point, we're just expecting a pullback to push it all the way to the top side. Honestly, something like this, keeping your stop losses below the resistance level. So the resistance level is just here, so giving a little bit more room to breathe, about 20 pips stop loss, and taking it all the way to the top side. Our 1-to-1s should be hit really easily, but this range here, we have to wait for this range now, because we have been stuck within this range for a little bit, right? This becomes the top side of the range, which is about 1864. If we can quickly just mark this, and then this becomes the downside, the lows of the range, which is 1858. So now look, if we do start violating this range, we got to see, is this your liquidity grab? If this is your liquidity grab, you're going to see a really big fake out candle. You're going to see a lot of momentum to the downside. Otherwise, if we do start violating these structure highs, at that point, we want to see some sort of pullback retest to take it all the way to the top side. We are quite bullish. We have the bottom wick, which is on the weekly time frames, which we did expect yesterday. We didn't see the bottom wick yesterday. We still were able to capitalize on a buyer position, but today we have the bottom wick, another massive confluence. We know that we are really bullish on the higher time frames. We understand that obviously this is our intraday range as well at this point, and looking at the weekly time frame, we have such clean traffic to the left, so there is no issue taking it all the way to the top side as well. No issue whatsoever. Because look, you gotta understand, weekly's got to go somewhere. As soon as it started to violate all structural lows yesterday, it grabbed a lot of liquidity. A lot of buyers got stopped out yesterday. So we have liquidity in the market. So if it does want to push up, I'm more than happy to take it back up. But again, looking at the 4 hour now, it becomes really tricky, right? To actually take a sell position. Really tricky. Sells make sense from up there. Until then, I'm just waiting for pullbacks to take it back up. Honestly. If you start violating these highs as well, sells become really tricky. Really tricky at the moment. They become really tricky because of this previous candle. It was so bullish. And let's look at the current price section on the minute time frame as well. If I can just quickly zoom into my MetaTrader 5. So it seems like we're within a range as well on the minute time frame. So you guys can see, looking at the minute time frame as well, a lot of bearish momentum kicked in from this area over here. So now looking at the 30-minute candle, do we have an upper wick as well as the bottom wick? So we do have an upper wick. So let's see now. Does this become our pullback, or are we going to start forming some sort of lower lows and lower highs? At this point, we have violated the structural lows on the minute time frame. We're starting to violate the structural lows at this point. So let's see what happens now. Look, price is no business breaking the highs at this point. We have the upper wick as well as the bottom wick. The upper wick is just here. So now look, if we start to violate the upper wick after forming the lows at that point, most definitely we're coming up, right? So let's see now what happens, because if this candle starts to engulf everything to the left, this can give us a really nice stop loss to take it all the way to the top side. Until then, this becomes your pullback, and we're going to start violating the bottom wick again, and then at that point we can most definitely look to take it down. But below here, sells make sense, right? Below the structure lows. Until then, it becomes really tricky for me to actually execute on a sell position, especially when everything is screaming bullish. The only confidence that I really do have is that obviously we are tapping into this resistance area. If we look to the left, this was our resistance area on the daily time frame. So if obviously sellers do want to take control over here, you're going to see a lot of momentum kick in. You're going to see a lot of structure lows are going to be violated. At that point, you can take it down. So looking at the sells, usually when we do get a really nice drop, usually get a pullback to this area, and then from there again you see a lot of selling momentum kicks in. This is where you see the rejections from to the top side, as you guys can see. But as soon as we close below this, we got clean range all the way to the downside. So let's see now. Let's see. Today's a Friday, so I don't want to take any sort of sniper entries. I'm looking to wait for those extra bit of confirmations. So yeah, we're gonna wait for those confirmations on the 30 minutes as well as the 4-hour. Just take a really high probability setup because it is a Friday. So you know, we've made a lot of profits the whole week. You don't want to lose your profits literally on the last day. Doesn't make sense, does it? So looking at the 30 minutes, it's just the bottom wick formation at this point. Oh, magic keys. Okay, this candle is starting to look really good. Look at that pin bar candle, pin bar bullish candle, starting to look amazing. Oh, this pin bar candle looks amazing, honestly. Might be able to take it all the way to the top side at this point, guys. Let's see what the next candle does. If we can potentially get a second retest of the lows, at that point, another structure violation to the top side, at that point we can definitely take it back up, because look, this is our first confirmation. Now this becomes a pullback, right? So now price has no business breaking below these. At that point, look, you're violating the bottom wick again for the second time, because look, you're expecting the 30 minutes to form a bottom wick, right? So this becomes your bottom wick at this point. Now you understand that, okay, this was the area where you saw buyers take control. At this point now, if you start breaking these lows again for the second time, at that point you understand, okay, now the bottom wick is there, the upper wick is there. What business does price have breaking the bottom wick again for the second time? The only business it has is that it wants to push down to retest the support area. So that's what we're looking to see now. Can we capitalize on a buy position, sell position here, if we start violating the lows again? Until then, this becomes your pullback candle. If this candle starts breaking to the top side, we can definitely take it back up. If we start breaking to the top side, start seeing a nice close above this, at that point, look, probability goes on our side again, because we are expecting this to be a pullback, right? So we have to wait and see. Really have to wait and see. The session has opened now as well. Looking at the 30 minutes again, tapped into this resistance area. From there we did get some sort of obviously rejections, which is expected, right? As soon as you tap a resistance area or a support area, you will see some orders being executed. But at this point, honestly, we start violating these lows, we can definitely take it down if there is momentum to the downside. But at the moment is rejecting. But look at this momentum to the downside, guys. I think sales might be playing out here soon. As soon as we start seeing a push to the downside, sales might be playing out. Now again, we're seeing a pullback. If we start to violate the lows again, I think sales might be playing out. Until then, looking for a buy position. But if we start breaking this again with momentum, I think we can take a sell position all the way to the downside. Honestly, I can see that happening. Yeah, honestly, I can see this happening, guys. Let's see how we break it though. I'm looking at the candles, the way the candles are printing, you're seeing a little bit of rejections, right? This can potentially just be a pullback, so I want to be extra careful. Extra careful. Because look at the previous 4-hour candle. But honestly, it's starting to look really good. Really good. Let's see how this candle closes at this point. Because the issue is, until we actually violate the lows over here, the 4-hour lows, it becomes really tricky to take a sell position here. So we need to wait for that extra bit of confirmation. Maybe looking at the structure on the lower time frame, see if we can spot something. But right now, too many rejections from the downside. I want to see a massive bearish candle printing to the downside. At that point, I'll be more than happy to take it down, because we have momentum at this point as well. Everything is there in the markets, and look, you're expecting the pullbacks to be aggressive as well, right? When the momentum is there in the markets. But at the moment, the way the candles are printing, I don't like it. I want to see a massive bearish candle, retest, and then take it down. But look at this double top up here. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at on the minute time frame as well. It's on my MetaTrader 5, the minute time frame. This double top up here. Massive rejection, breaking out of the range. Look, after that, this became the retest of the range, the lows of the range, so turning this into a resistance. And then as soon as we started to violate these lows, I was looking to take a sell position. But the way these candles are closing, you're seeing rejections from the downside. I don't like that. I don't want to see any sort of rejections. I want to see nice clean candles. Otherwise, I'm not interested. But now let's say we do start to violate the 4-hour lows at this point now. Man, we're coming all the way downtown. We got clean range all the way to the downside. But yeah, this sell position would have worked out really nicely. But again, waiting for that extra bit of confirmation. But a sell position from here would have worked out really nicely. Let's say we did take this position here, stop loss 14, 16 pips. Yeah, it could have worked out. Could have made a break even by now. But patience, guys, patience, because this can literally just be a pullback. Look, where do we see a lot of buying momentum kick in from? It kicks in from here. So until we actually violate these lows and the 4 hour lows, which is actually below this literally just becomes your pullback. That's the thing. So sells become really tricky unless we see a really high confirmation to take it down. Have to sit on our hands. Just passed another MFF 200k stage 1 account with gold sales now. Amazing, man. Amazing. Well done. Well done. Well done. But yeah, as I said, this is a Friday. I want to take one position. So I want to make sure as soon as I take that position, it goes straight to my TP. Sales become really tricky because of these rejections from the downside. It's just telling me, look, it's not clean traffic. You're seeing buy orders being executed here. So at that point, you're not going to see a clean move. You might see another pullback. And then potentially if the pullback is aggressive, it can wake us out. So I want to eliminate all the possibilities of me getting wicked out, and I want to take the highest probability setup that I can. Look at this pin bar candle at this point now. If we start violating these highs and see more momentum to the top side, why not take it up, right? We got the next 15-minute open coming as well in a bit, and at that point, let's see if we can take it back up. This is pretty much becoming your pullback at this point, right? Even after forming a double top, the push to the downside was not really aggressive. That's the thing. So I'm finding it hard to believe that this is the actual move. I'm really thinking that this is literally just your pullback, and I can really see us just starting to violate the structural lows at that point, like grabbing some liquidity to push all the way to the top side, right? Yeah. Sales again really tricky. Look at the way the candles are printing. I don't like these sort of candles. Rejections from the downside. You had rejection there, you had a rejection here, you had a rejection here. Every single candle rejected from the downside. So it becomes really tricky for me to actually take a sell position here when we haven't even violated the structural lows, which is obviously your 4 hour lows, right? This pretty much could just be a second retest because we just got the open now, and unless we actually violate this, we are still forming higher highs and higher lows, right? Because the previous candle was so massive. Now the momentum has exhausted a little bit, so now this can become your pullback to potentially grab some more buy orders, and we got to understand where are those buy orders at. The buy orders are actually all the way down there. So now if we see a nice tap of this area and massive momentum to the top side, I'm taking this all the way to the top side. We have the bottom wick on the weekly time frame as well. Look at the way the weekly time frame has rejected now. Massive bottom wick, really nice bottom wick at this point as well. Tapped a key area. I would have been a little bit more happy if we did violate the structural lows. At that point, we would have grabbed a lot of liquidity on the weekly time frame, and then at that point, I would have held my position all the way up to 1877 today. But that's the thing, we don't have too much liquidity in the market. We have violated structures on the 4 hour, so that's amazing. That's what obviously your intraday traders use. So we do have liquidity in the market, as you guys can see. This was our violation of structure, the previous candle. Let me quickly just refresh this. We just have to sit on our hands, guys, today. Not interested in any sort of sell positions just yet. Because look, we have been pushing down now. But again, we haven't violated any sort of lows. Literally, we're tapping the support area at this point as well. So from here, even if I see momentum kicking to the top side, it makes sense. It makes sense. But now if we do start breaking below this, look, after this, we can really easily... Ooh, look at this bullish candle though. Let's see how it closes. This might just be our position coming up at this point to the top side. Let's see how this candle closes. Let's see if we can see a second retest to take it all the way to the top side. Now, looking at the structure tapped into this support area, right? So now look, if we can see another bullish candle. So now you want to see, first of all, you want to see a massive engulfing bullish candle. Second candle, you want to see that comes down, it does a retest, fails to break for the 4th time. At that point, another bullish candle to take it all the way to the top side. Ooh, this is starting to look good. Now we have the new 15-minute open approaching in the next 4 minutes as well. So if we can start forming higher highs and higher lows above this, and the next 15-minute open can come down, just turning this resistance area into some sort of support to take it all the way to the top side, that would be amazing. So at the moment, look at the candle, became an undecisive candle. So at the moment, no one's in control. So now we need to see who's in control over here, sellers or buyers. But look at the close, it was a bullish close, so at the end buyers were in control. But it's an undecisive candle at the moment. Next candle will be either a bullish candle or a bearish candle, so we have to wait and see what sort of confirmation we get. Do you have a channel where you share your trades? I can't follow your stream frequently. I'll make a Telegram soon. I'll make it this weekend actually, and then yeah, share my trades on Telegram, I guess. But look at that again, approaching the highs for the second time at this point now. Also want to see, is this a momentum candle? How much is it pushed up? Only about 5 pips. You want to see momentum kick in. At the moment, the momentum is not there. This is a really high confirmation on the 4-hour, man, to take you to the top side. So sells become really tricky for me, honestly. Really tricky for me.
It's trying.
Yeah.
Close of 1861. That would be lovely.
Yeah.
Confirmation.
No, I'm not taking this position before the 15-minute open though.
Oh yeah, it's closed. Sorry, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
A minute and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's dangerous.
that's
I've
really
done that many
dangerous.
times.
No way. Because it might just be waiting for the 15
Yeah,
minutes
week
to
out.
open and straight back down. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the sort of range that we are in, sales become so tricky, so tricky today again. Because like we're so bullish on gold, we have the bottom wick on the weekly time frame at this point as well, and the weekly highs are actually all the way up there. So looking at the daily candle, look, we've pushed up to this resistance level at this point, right? And we are starting to reject a little bit. But again, looking at this level now, every time we do tap this area, you don't see any sort of like massive rejections kick in. It just becomes pullbacks. So that's the thing. If we did tap like this area up there, at that point I'm like, okay, it's pushed up way too much now, and let's just take it down. I'm not looking for any more buy positions. But now look at that. This is kind of like coming all the way to the mid range as well of the intraday time frame. So at that point, if we can capitalize on a buy position from down here, that would be a beauty, honestly. Otherwise, what I can see is that we start to violate the daily lows to potentially break these structural lows at this point now. Because this obviously was your bottom wick being formed. At that point, it had to come up to form an upper wick, and then this becomes your upper wick to potentially go down to start violating the daily lows to break these structural lows, grab liquidity, and then after that, next week we can push up. Potentially even that could be one of the scenarios playing out today, that we start pushing down and start breaking the structural lows, grabbing liquidity, and then obviously before the markets do close, we can start rejecting and start closing all the way back up above the support area. So another thing, I can see that happening as well. It depends, right? I have to wait for the momentum to kick in. So the 4-hour lows are literally just here. If I can just mark it, this is your 4-hour lows, current 4-hour lows. A lot of buy orders kicked in over here, by the way. This is your current 4-hour lows at the moment. So the 15-minute open as well at this point now. Do we have the bottom wick? At this point, we do have the bottom wick. Oh, this might be it, guys. Oh, this might be the rocket ship we have been waiting for. Let's see how this candle closes. Honestly, this might just be it now. Let's see how this one closes. If you can close above 1861. Oh, this might be it, guys. Let's see how the next one opens as well. This candle might just be it now. Because look, at this point now, we have the upper wick, right? And we have the bottom wick. If it starts breaking that, what business does it have breaking the upper wick again for the second time? We are expecting a pullback. At this point, we can potentially take it back up. If this current minute candle can form a bottom wick, and then as soon as it starts violating the highs again, we can potentially take it back up, putting the stop loss below the 15-minute candle. So if we start breaking these highs again now, at this point now, put the stop loss below this to potentially take it back up. Obviously aiming for the 1-to-1. Let's see if something like this can play out. But we have to wait for that extra bit of confirmation. So this one's coming down pretty much to retest the lows. As long as we don't violate the 15-minute lows, we should be good. You want to see this minute candle starting to reject now from the downside, massive rejections, turn into some sort of undecisive candle, and then the next one can just engulf everything to the left. If we can see something like that, that could be a position to the top side. Yeah, this is, see this candle, the 15-minute open, massive candle, right? And look at that, this becomes your pullback candle. At this point now, can we start engulfing everything to the left to take it all the way to the top side? If we start breaking these highs at this point, look, if we start breaking these highs, most definitely will come in all the way to the top side. But again, this becomes our range, so I do want to be super careful here. See if we can start violating the range first. Looking at the 4-hour as well, again, we're just stuck here within this 4-hour range, just pushing down to the downside of the range. And look, when you are in a range, you're going to go to the top side of the range, and then you're going to go to the downside of the range. At that point, as soon as you hit the downside of the range, you're going to see a massive push to the top side. So unless we start violating the lows, we are literally just within this range. So a buy position from like the lows is really good, because you're going to see a really massive push right to the top side. But again, look, at this point you start violating the 15-minute lows. The next thing is obviously that you're coming all the way to the 4-hour lows at that point, because look, 15-minute candle, you didn't violate the highest, so buy position didn't make sense. At this point, look, it's just you're seeing that push to the downside. But let's see what happens now though. Let's see how this candle rejects. We're coming to the downside of the range at this point now as well. You see a lot of momentum kick in from here. So let's see now. Are we going to start violating this? If you don't violate this, we start turning this area into some sort of resistance area. At that point, look, I'm definitely interested in taking it back up. Definitely. Because look to the left as well, right? When we do retest this, you see a really nice push to the downside. Really nice push to the downside. If we can start forming this area as a resistance area, start violating all of these lows, start turning this area into a resistance area, at that point I'm looking to take on a sell position. Until then, this is just a pullback in my opinion. So sells below this area for me, honestly. Ooh, look at this rejection candle though. Let's see how this closes now. And the next one, is it going to start breaking the highs, or are we going to start forming the high, start breaking the lows? Look, we've tapped the downside of the range at this point as well, and we do understand that we are within a range, so this might just be our opportunity for us to take a buy position. Oh man, my magic keys open, magic keys, let's open. I'm looking to take a buy position here soon, guys, if my magic keys allows me to. Man, okay, let's see now. Open. Okay, magic keys is on, guys. I'm looking to take a buy position here now. I want to see how this candle closes and what the next minute candle does as well. At that point, I'm taking it all the way to the top side, honestly, all the way to the top side. But I just want to make sure that this doesn't become your pullback candle now on the minute time frame. So that's why I'm waiting for that extra bit of confirmation still. So now look at this candle, right? It's formed a high and we have a low as well. If we start breaking the highs again for the second time now, most probably you're coming all the way to the top side of the range, which is all the way up there. And then this literally, you gotta understand, this is the area, right? We do see a lot of buy orders being executed here. Look, we didn't close below the area either. If you see, the support is right there. We haven't closed below it. This is usually where you have liquidity as well, a lot of liquidity. You gotta understand, this becomes your liquidity zone at this point now, from 1859 to 1858. And gold loves liquidity on a minute time frame as well. That's one thing about gold. So that's kind of what we have to see now. This is your liquidity zone to take it all the way to the top side. So if I see momentum to the top side kicking now, the new 5-minute open is always got form a bottom wick as well as an upper wick, right? So if you don't violate these structure lows now, see momentum to the top side, I'm taking this position. It makes sense. This is becoming your second retest at this point now. Can we form a double bottom here? Let's see, that's the next question we're asking. Can we form a double bottom here to take it back up? At this point, you're starting to close below this. Can this candle now? Either two things are going to happen. Are we going to start engulfing everything to the left, or we're going to start breaking to the downside? Start violating the lows. This is your minute time frame support that we have. This whole area here becomes your liquidity area basically. Unless we start violating 1858, we have a lot of liquidity below that as well. That's why safe sells for me will be below 57. Until then, I'm not looking for sales, man. It's really choppy. You want to see clean traffic. See like this, clean candles. So below this area, we have clean candles all the way to the downside. Okay, this is it now, guys. We're starting to push down. Let's see if we can get a nice close or break, or we're going to start rejecting now and take a position to the top side as well, hopefully. If it's okay, it's starting to reject at this point now. Let's see what sort of momentum kicks in. I might be looking to take a buy position here as soon as we get a nice close. Start violating the candle highs. Oh man, magic key is still bugging out, guys. It's not letting me even. Why does it do that when I click on open calc? Just gives me a notification. I don't know what's up with magic keys. Okay, let's see now. Okay, there we go. Hopefully it works now. Cool, guys. At this point, look again. Let's see now if we can start breaking this resistance area. Start turning higher highs and higher lows above this area. I'm taking it all the way to the top side. Just waiting for some momentum to kick in at this point, honestly, and it looks good. Just need momentum now. That's the only thing that's missing. You have the liquidity at this point as well, so you want to see massive candles being printed out. You got another 2 minutes left as well for the new 5-minute open. So if you can see an explosive push to the top side, and then in the next 2 minutes create that bottom wick, another momentum candle to the top side, I'll take it up. Until then, I'm still chilling. Okay, cool. Hopefully no issues at this point. And you know your magic keys?
Yeah.
Does it still cause you trouble? Or is it
Yeah.
just me now?
This
But I don't-
morning, oh my god.
No, I don't know what
Before
it is.
session.
Okay, 4. That's one thing, honestly. It's like when you're trying to open magic keys, it will just give you this notification. So forget entering a trade. It doesn't even let me open the open calc. Okay, at this point is opened again. What happens is I'll open it again, I'll close it, and then try open it again, I'll get a notification. Insane, right? Man, this is the only area I'm expecting, this area here. Because two things, honestly, I'm thinking. Either this is your liquidity grab, but if we start turning this area into resistance, at that point we can take it back, take it all the way to the downside, because we have this clean range to the downside as well. Until then, this is too risky, right? You have too many support areas down here, really massive support areas also. This can potentially just be your pullback to take it all the way to the top side. At this point, look, you got another 2 minutes left, another minute left now. This is your 5-minute open candle. So let's look at the 5-minute candle at this point now. You want to see the upper wick as well as the bottom wick.
It's making the upper wick first.
Making the upper wick first.
That's the daily support right there, 1850.
That's the thing. I want to be super careful here.
So it's really tricky.
But below this, you can take a sell position below this. It makes sense. But again, until then, it's just a pullback. Because look at the whole price action, man. It's really choppy. Really choppy. And honestly, just not interested in sales from up there either, because of the weekly time frame. Could have taken a sell position from up there as soon as I saw this double top being formed, but again, it's a Friday, so as I said, I'm being extra careful. If this was
keeping an eye on that, you know, but then I was like, no, it's Friday.
No, it's a Friday. Exactly, it's a Friday. I'd rather not take a position based off this. Oh, look at this now. This might just be our entry now. If we can start seeing a massive push to the top side, honestly, this might just be our entry now. Because look at that, you're forming a double bottom here as well on the minute time frame. See that, right? Literally where we have the liquidity zone.
It's a double bottom, you're right.
Literally the only thing that's missing is a momentum candle. That's all we need, a massive bullish candle. Engulfing everything to the left, and I'm in this trade. Honestly, not even gonna think twice about it. Oh, my magic keys just disappeared again. Okay.
Are you charged, bro?
Yeah. It's fully charged. It's not the charging. It's fully charged.
Come on, don't be shy. Give us the big candle.
I mean, we've got the new 4-hour approaching as well, so I'm definitely not taking a trade before the new 4-hour open. Yeah. No. I would not take a position just yet, but I do want to still see that confirmation. So with the 4-hour open, as soon as we have the bottom wick being created, we can just take it up. But until then, I'm not taking a position for the next 3 minutes. No positions for me. Zero positions for me. But I think with the next 4 hour, if we can see the confirmation now before the 4 hour opens, and this is it, guys. This is the confirmation candle. This is it. This is it. This could have been our candle, but now the 4 hour is literally 3 minutes away, so I'm not taking this. But this is exactly, see, liquidity zone, and now this is it. This is the candle we have been waiting for. It's going to push all the way to the top side now. But I want to wait for the next 4 hour to open. It's going to form a bottom wick. At that point, I'm going to use the bottom wick as a stop loss to take it all the way to the top side. So again, no FOMO, guys. Even though this was the candle, again, this is the candle we have been waiting for. This is our position candle we have been waiting for. Look at the 18 pips. Literally, this is the candle. But again, we understand that 4 hour is approaching in the next 3 minutes. Really don't want to take a position before the 4 hour open. But when the 4 hour now opens, you see a nice bottom wick being formed. At that point, you can take it, right? This might even fly all the way to the top side, but it doesn't matter. I have to wait for your setup. My setup is that I will not take this until I see the new 4 hour open, and I want to see the bottom wick. At that point, I'll take it. Even if the bottom wick is 2 pips, I don't care. But I don't want to take a position before the 4 hour open. But this was the candle that we have been waiting for the longest. And you got to understand, now the more structure that we violate, the more probability goes up to the top side. Look at this point now. This is the next area that we are approaching, the top side of the range. So if, with the 4 hour, we start to violate this, we're going all the way to the top side, right? All the way to the top side. But again, no FOMO whatsoever. So you have a lot of sellers sitting up here, but look at this double bottom being formed here on the minute time frame as well. See, really nice. Literally where we have our liquidity zone, forming a double bottom there, massive engulfing candle. This is a really high confirmation trade to the top side. But the only thing is that the 4 hour is literally a minute away, so it can really easily wake us out. So, but again, best thing about it is if it does want to push down, I'm not saying the 4 hour will push down. It might just open and push straight to the top side. If it does, it does, right? But I don't want to take a position before the 4 hour open. We can take a position with the 4 hour open. Even if it does want to push up and not down, we can still take a position. But the way the candles are printing, honestly, I think 4 hour might just explode all the way to the top side. So I might even take a position, impulsive position up here, and just put the stop loss below the structure loss and just let it ride all the way to the top side. Really thinking something like that. All right, another minute left now for the 4 hour open. Let's see what happens. But this is about to explode, man, to the top side. Honestly, explosions are coming up. This is the position we have been waiting for. This candle here, engulfing everything to the left. This is your pullback candle, retesting this resistance area. Start breaking these highs. You're coming to the top side of the range. We start violating this. Okay, this is the 4 hour open now. Let's see what we can get now. Okay, it's attempting to form a bottom wick. But if it does start breaking the highs, I'm going to take an impulsive entry, but keeping a bigger stop loss, right? If I do see momentum kick into the top side, yeah, I'm in this position now, taking an entry because the bottom wick has been formed. I don't want a massive bottom wick, but I do have a massive stop loss, right? So at this point, I'm in this position, partial TP at 110 once, obviously, which is about 28 pips. Bigger position than a usual position, but it makes sense, right? And look at this, 6 pips up at this point, guys. Let's see, as soon as we start violating these highs, we're coming all the way to the top side. This is the position we have been waiting for, and ooh, 10 pips up already, guys. 10 pips up already. Look at this position. Amazing so far, amazing. But need to give it room to breathe, and there we go, 10 pips up at this point. Now just gonna let it do its thing, and let's see, the partial TP is up there. Look, you gotta understand, we can reject from this area up here, but if we start breaking this, it's going straight to our TP. But yeah, man, this is the 4 hour open. As I said, it might just push straight up, so I'm not going to wait for it to create a massive bottom wick and then execute. I'm just going to execute, but still keep my stop loss below the structure lows. I didn't want to put my stop loss just below the 4 hour lows because it can potentially still push down from here to start forming lower lows and lower highs. But this is the liquidity zone we have been waiting for. And now if you see another nice push and start breaking above this, can I put a line above here though? If I could just put a line above there, I'll show you guys. This obviously becomes our pullback zone now. We can see a pullback from this zone. Price usually does pull back from here, so if you see a rejection from there, no problem. But as soon as we start clearing this, expecting gold to push all the way to the top side. But look at that, guys, more than 10 pips up. Again, more than 10 pips up. Make sure you drop a like on the YouTube live stream. Literally more than 10 pips up at the moment. About 12 pips up. 12 pips up. Still giving a room to breathe, but again, we have a lot of momentum kicking in. As soon as we start clearing 1862.43, it's going to go straight to the TP. But yeah, let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens now. Just gonna let it do its thing. It can still potentially come down, start breaking all lows. to form a bigger bottom wick on the 4-hour time frame. If it does that, no worries. That's why I'll put my stop loss just below the structure lows and not below the 4-hour lows, due to this reason, because they potentially might want to do that when the momentum does exhaust a little bit, maybe reject from here. But as soon as we start clearing this, start tapping 186310, I'm making a risk free, guys. Wow, look at this beast. Another push to the top side is going straight to our TP. At that point, I'm going to make a risk free. Another nice push to the top side, I'm going to make a risk free, and I'm not expecting it to come down anymore. Just need another nice push to the top side, and 1-2-1s are getting hit, guys. And there we go, up 20 pips at this point, guys, up 20 pips. And at this point, look, I'm making a risk free. I'm not looking to take a loss on this trade anymore. This is a risk free trade above more than 20 plus pips up at this point now. There we go. Amazing, amazing, amazing trade. Make sure you guys drop a like on the YouTube live stream. Drop a W in the YouTube live stream as well. Look at this beast pushing straight to the top side. Wow, look at this. Amazing. Look at this push, guys. Wow. Wow, look at this. It's going to go straight to our TP at this point now. If it starts breaking these kind of lows, I'm going to close 50% and remove my TP and just hold it all the way up to the daily highs, honestly. But look at this beast, guys. More than 20 pips up at this point. 24 pips up. If we start breaking these lows here, I'm going to take 50% off. I'm going to delete my partial TP and I'm going to hold it. Oh, delete, 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 delete. There we go. More than 20 pips up at this point, guys. I've closed 50%. Winning trade again. And look at that. The TP would have been hit at this point now. I'm just going to hold the TP all the way to the top side of the range.
Let's go.
More than 20 pips up. I'm going to hold this all the way to the top side of the range. At that point, just call it a day. But more than 20 pips up at this point, guys. Look at this beast. Wow. But look at this, guys. Drop a like and a W in the YouTube live stream. I'm holding this now all the way to the top side of the range. At that point, I'm going to take this position out and call it a day. It's a Friday. Even though you might want to push all the way to the top side, I don't care. I'd rather just call it a day. Look at this, 26 pips up at this point, guys. Wow. Amazing, right? Amazing. I heard that TP get hit.
That's
amazing,
me.
amazing,
Well
amazing.
done. Thank
The
you.
1-2-1 has been hit. And look at this, guys. What amazing session. Drop a like on the YouTube live stream. This is what you call consistency, guys. Consistency. Is a risk-free trade now, more than 20 pips up at this point. Now I want to see a nice push to the top side. Top side of the range, I might take another half and just hold it all the way to the top side. I'm going to take like another half though on the top side of the range. But I want it to keep on pushing up. If it pushes down a little bit more, I might take another half there. If you start breaking these lows, I'm going to take another half. But I think from here, we're going to see a massive push. There we go. Wow, look at this beast, guys. Beast from the east. 1-2-1s hit long time ago. Wow, 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 wow. Top side of the range, I'm going to take another half though. Because you're going to see pullbacks from here, right? So over here, I'm going to take another half. Wow, look at this. And then daily highs. Where are your daily highs? Look at that. Your daily highs are about to get hit. And then the next target is 1870. 1870 is my stop TP. Wow, look at this. 30 plus pips up at this point, guys. And I'm about to take off another half over here. Another half taken out. At this point, look. This, I'm leaving it all the way up to 1870. Look at that winning trade, guys. Drop a like on the YouTube live stream. Drop a W in the YouTube comments. Look at this winning trade, man. Wow. More than 30 pips up. Look at this beast. And I'm going to leave our TP all the way up to 1869, honestly. Just let this run now. Look at this beast, guys. More than 40 pips up again. Look at this beast. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at this beast, guys. Look at this just fly. Wow. Look at this fly, man. Look at this. 50 plus pips up at this point, guys. Wow. Wow. Look at this, guys. What amazing winning day again, guys, on the Friday. Drop a W in the YouTube live stream. Drop a like as well, guys. This is what you call consistency. Winners every single day.
Okay. That was my second TP.
See, this is what patience does. Patience pays. Look at this. Again, another sniper entry all the way from the downside. See that, right? With the new 4-hour open. What a beast, guys. What a beast, right? What a beast. Amazing trade. Amazing trade, guys. Every single day is a winner, guys. Every day has been a winner. Amazing trades. We just wait. I told you guys, wait. Have patience. You're going to see this. And look at that, zero trade. Like this is the only trade I took. If I just zoom out on my MetaTrader 5 as well, look at that. This is literally the only trade I took. Look at that. No other trades I have taken. This is one trade I've taken. This is what you call high probability, precise entry. Sniper entry, guys. Amazing. Honestly, I can see us seeing a nice push to the top side soon as well. Another nice push to the top side. But wow, guys, what amazing trade, right? What amazing trade. Wow. Drop a W in the YouTube live stream, guys.
Great call, bro.
Amazing, right? Amazing. Everyone stop dropping a W in the YouTube live stream. I'm gonna make a quick vid. Fire, fire, fire. Every day is fire, right? That's it.
My bro Garcia, he's a happy man. Oh, you got
Oh,
it.
I'm just chilling, dog.
Yeah, just let it go.
Yeah, I already secured it all. I'm cool.
Oh yeah, well done. It's a Friday for you. You don't even trade Fridays.
Yeah. Facts.
Guys, understand one thing. This is a Friday. This is crazy profits on a Friday. You're up more than 40 pips on a Friday. 40 pips up. More than 40 pips up on a Friday. Do you know how insane that is? And now do you guys see why FOMO does not affect our trading decisions? If we had a FOMO, we could have... Look. Let me show you when our session opened. Let me just like show you guys one thing, right? 1:30 when our session opened. Let me show you one thing. If you took a sell position compared to a buy position, let me show you one thing, right? Our session opened here, 1:30. So now this is when our session opened. This was the candle where our session opened. Let's say even if you took a sell from here, what? Let's say you took a sell from here. This is what you got, max. But look, where you took a buy position from all the way down there, you're seeing at more than 50 pips. So do you see, guys, how waiting for the actual move is so beneficial compared to just like going for anything, right? That's why you have to wait for the winning move, the move that you want to see. Now look, our session... Within our session, this was the biggest move, right? Look at that. This is our session. Biggest move was the move up, which we waited for. Look at that. And now at this point now, secured profits. And we're just chilling, guys. We're literally just chilling. Amazing session again, right? Amazing session. Make sure you guys drop a like on the YouTube live stream, though. Let's see if we can maybe grab some more liquidity on the top side over here. And I think if you start violating these highs, we're coming all the way up to 1870, man. Let's see what sort of momentum we have in the markets.
I like how it's making 6-4.
Honestly, might see a massive push to the top side.
Good sign.
Massive push to the top side again. Might be able to capitalize on some more positions up there, but have to wait. Literally have to wait, guys. Literally have to wait, man. Literally have to wait. It's just been... Because two things can happen, right? Either you're going to see a lot of selling momentum kick in at this point now, taking price all the way to the downside again and correcting this whole move. Or you're going to see a massive push to the top side. Really simple, right? But look at this, guys. Look at this entry, how precise this entry was. Could have had a earlier entry from like all the way, you know, obviously down here. But again, the 4 hour, look, as I said, let the 4 hour open. Even if it creates a tiny bottom wick, I'm still taking a position here. Still keeping my stop loss below the structure lows because it made sense, right? Just in case there wasn't enough momentum and it had to push down to form a bigger bottom wick. So that's why this was the highest probability setup you could have taken all the way to the top side of the range. The first TP was actually all the way down here. Now this can just run all the way to the top side. Look at that, easy 100 pips, right? For free now. It's a risk-free trade if this plays out. See, profits have been secured as well. Look at that, profits have been secured. I got 1.37 running at this point. Obviously, if I can see like another push up to, I want to see another push up. Maybe might secure another half at like 1867. Might secure another half. 1867.
Hey, bro, that's my partial right there.
1867.
Yeah, I'm
my
so
secured
glad you say that.
Yeah,
Something
18.
must be working.
Yeah, because there's a lot of sell orders up here, right? So
Yeah.
1867, I might secure another half for sure. It's a Friday. Start securing some profits, right?
That's where we had that rejection.
Yeah, I'm gonna close a partial.
Yesterday.
I'm gonna close a partial
Yeah.
up there for sure.
It was.
But this can also be the point now where we just start dropping from. You gotta keep that in your mind as well, guys. But
Yeah.
100%, 100%. As soon as we start breaking above the 1866 is the next target for sure. This is potentially just now, understand how price moves in wavy structure, higher highs, higher lows. This is forming a low to push up, right? That's what it is, honestly.
And 4 hour has a baby week as well. So
Why do people say not to trade on a Fridays? No way. We love trading on a Friday. We love trading on
you
a
just have to
Friday.
be a bit more careful, guys.
That's
That's
it.
all.
That's it.
Wait longer.
Yeah. But again, this might just wake us out now. This might be just that push
I
down.
got though.
That's why we secured profit say, guys. Again, you guys can see. And look, honestly, a lot of sell orders can kick in here now. If it does stop me out, it is what it is. Let's see if we get stopped out or we're going to see a push to the top side. But sells can really start playing out here. A lot of sell orders up there, man. A lot of sell orders there. But let's see if this is being respected, these lows. Otherwise, we're going to get stopped out. And, ooh, it was so close to stopping me out. And that's my partial done, guys. That's me done for the Friday. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm just gonna call it a day now as well, guys. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining in every single day. Make sure you guys drop a like on the YouTube live stream. We'll be back on Monday to kill it once again. What a winning trade, right? Just one trade taken. That's it. We're done for the day. And yeah, guys, be back on a Monday. Have a lovely weekend, guys. And yeah, peace.